Hi, I'm Kieran Barnard from MeCAD Systems, and in this MeCAD Minute, I'm going to take you through how to use forming tools. What I've done is created a forming tool path already, so I already created a part. From how I created it, is created two simple boss extrudes, created the dome just to give me that round shape, and finally I added in two fillets just to round off the look. What I'm now going to go ahead and do is click Form Tool under my Sheet Metal tab, and for the first instance I'm going to select Stop Face. We will have a look at faces to remove at a later stage. When we go and select Insertion Points, it gives us a few options of where we want to click for insertion. I would like to select my origin point. From there I'm going to say OK, and again select OK. Notice how now your part has changed colors. The light blue or turquoise is a stopping face. This will not be pressed into your material or your sheet metal component, and the yellow part is the component that will actually be present, or the component shape that will be present. From here I'm just going to go and say Save As. I'm going to then do on my drop down, make sure that I save it as a library component. So let me just go ahead and find that there, library feature part, and we then can just click, I'm just going to save it back onto my desktop, and we can just click save. Once it's saved as a library part, I'm then just going to go ahead and say add to library, and from here I'm going to select my forming tool components and make sure that I'm saving it to my MeCAD minutes. Okay. What I'm then going to go ahead and do is switch to my second component. So what I did was created a sheet metal table, for example, and it's a copper table. So I'm just going to turn off real view, and from here I'm going to drag in my first component. So under my MeCAD minute, you'll see here's my form tool. What I do is from the library just click on it, hold and click in, right mouse click, left mouse click, and then just drag it onto the face. I'm going to at this moment just place it more or less where I'd like it, and notice how now I have the component on the face. I'm then going to decide, do I want it to press indent outwards or inwards? So from there we can indent, you can flip your tool. What you could also do, for example, is rotate the angle. Because my component at the moment is symmetrical, this is not necessary. From here I'm then going to select my position tab and go ahead and dimension it. So we'll make that 150, and we will make this component 150. Just reorientate, make sure that I select the correct component, and from there to there is 150. Okay, what I can then do is just exit, and you will notice I now have an indented part on my component. So now I would like it to be pushed up in the opposite direction. What I would do is then just flip it. Okay. What I'm then just going to do in this component now is rebuild and save. We're now in the next part going to look at a second alternative, so that's faces to cut in our forming tool. So what we're going to do here is I've already added in a split line, so I'm going to unsuppress that. Let's just unsuppress it. There we go. And from here you'll see now I have an additional face. How I created that was I created a sketch on my top plane, and then used the split line with projection onto the dome shape. What I'm now going to do is just edit my form tool and say faces to remove, and go and select this center face. From there I'm just going to say OK. I can then rebuild and I can save it. Alternatively, you can create extra configurations, and I'm going to switch back to my sheet metal components. Now if I do a force rebuild, notice now how it removes that section of face. Thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned for more to come.